Hi, Matt Bisogno here, and I just thought I'd do a quick mobile phone video of the mobile race cards that we're currently developing. They're very nearly finished. A few little issuettes still to iron out, as you will see in a second. But I wanted to show you where we're at and what's coming very soon. So let's get my ugly mug off here and get the screen cam going. So if we head over to the race cards, the first thing that you'll see is the new cards menu tab that looks a bit like this. We've got the date buttons at the top. There's a bit of a squeeze with the search and the tracker there as well. We've got the cards menu in a drop down here, and the report menu that you're familiar with there as well. So we've kept as much as we can on there. Now the eagle-eyed amongst you will have already noticed that on the right hand side the race titles are chopped off. You can scroll across using your finger to see everything that you can't see immediately. The rest of it is all as you know and love. So let's have a look at this race, why not? So this is the card tab. As you can see, the tabs are in 4 rows here. The race title scrolls across, but I think we're going to drop this across 2 lines so it's all visible, and I think we're going to add back into the blue race details bar. Going to add all the detail back in there with a horizontal scroll, so you can scroll across like that with the blue bar. And we'll probably add the race times links here back in as well, because I think they're pretty useful. It's a bit more of a faff to do it on the drop down. But the tabs are all nice and tidy. The portrait mobile view, which is this one, sort of the tall and narrow rather than tall and thin, rather than short and fat in landscape. It's only got the 5 icons, so we've got horse form, trainer form, horse form, jockey form, trainer form, a comment, and then a breeding and sale. So let's have a look. This is 3 C's here, and you can see again that we've got this on the right hand side. It's not all visible in the viewport, but you can scroll across with your finger and get anything that you can't see there that you need to see, like ratings and such like. The same is true with all of these tables, form tables. We've retained all of the data, but we've had to invoke these horizontal scrolls to get all of the information into the view. So the comment looks a bit like that, which is right in there, no scrolling required. Likewise with the breeding and sales comment, that's in the window, no scrolling required, and then you've got your sire snippets table there. You'll notice on the right hand side that we've got the rightmost column is odds, and then just before that, the unnamed column is a composite of 3 different items: the horse age, the horse weight, and the horse official rating. The only rating we're carrying on the portrait view, which is this view that I'm showing you, is the official rating. So that's one of the things that we've had to cut back on in this portrait view. But you can see that we've retained the form indicators underneath the trainer and jockey name as you know them, and everything else is there. So you've got the summary and the speed ratings, and any non-runners are also there, as well as your HC1s and trainer changes and all of the other good stuff that you're familiar with. So it's quite a comprehensive inclusion in this card tab. Full form is fully comprehensive. It's basically exactly the same as you see now on the desktop. There are your filters there, and if you click on any of the title bars, like if I click on the filters bar, tap on that, it collapses and expands on demand like that, and you can see again we've got a horizontal scroll here on the race record. In the race form area, the same again. but you can pretty much see what you need to see in terms of the race outcomes here, so that's useful. That's full form. Again, we've got jockey, trainer, sire, dam, as well as horse there if you want it. Profiler just works beautifully as is. You can scroll down and there is a little bit of detail across the way here, but largely you've got everything you need right there. So that's the profiler. It's a great tool actually, and if you're not using it, I would encourage you to do that, particularly on things like jockeys, trainers and sires. You can get some really good insights on there. The next thing to show you is Instant Expert. Now, Instant Expert has changed, as you can see. If you're familiar with Instant Expert, you'll know that the grid, the coloured grid, traffic light grid, consists of 5 blocks of 5 columns of 3 blocks each. So 3 blocks each for going, class, course, distance and field size. And actually 3 as well for the ratings, today's rating, the last winning rating and the difference. And what we've done is we've truncated that down to a single block for each of those so that we can fit it into the window. And the numbers that you see in the boxes are not percentages, they are the number of runs. So in the case of 3Cs, we can see that I'm looking at his win form. If you look at the radio buttons, you can see I'm looking at his win form in handicaps in the last 2 years. And if we look at the CO course column, we can see that there's a green block with a white number 6. That means he's run 6 times at the course in handicaps in the last 2 years, and he has a green rating. Now, if I sort by the course block, you'll see something interesting, and that is that after the 6, the ambers go 10 and then 17 rather than 17, 10. And the reason for that is because the numbers in the boxes are the number of runs, but the sortation is on, in this case, is on percentage. So in this case, win percent. But if I'd selected place, it would be on place percent. And if I quickly rotate my phone 90 degrees into the landscape view, which is a much more familiar view, you will see what I mean. So if we look at the course column, three internal columns within the course column, you'll see that 3C's at the top, and you see that the 6 that we saw is the runs, number of runs, and then below that is 10 and 17. Those are the number of runs that we saw. And in the percentage, you can see it's sorted by the percentages. So we've got 67 at the top, 20 and 18, and then 10 and the zeros down there. So that's how that works. The colours are based on percentages, win or place, but the numbers in the box are the number of runs. And the reason we've done that is because if you see a horse with a 1 in the box, or a 0 or a 2, you know that the form, whether it's good or bad, the form has been achieved on a very small number of runs, and therefore we wouldn't give that as much credence as, for instance, a horse with 6 runs and a green. That's good performance. But a horse with 1 run and either green or red, it's kind of indeterminate. You couldn't say that it was good or bad form. Anyway, I probably laboured that. But this is as handy a digest as we've always had, and we fitted it into a lot less space now, so that's pretty nifty. Pace is pretty much as we had it. Again, we've got the blobs at the top, we've got all of the controls, so you can parameterize it as you'd like. Again, the tables at the bottom are on horizontal scroll, so you can scroll across to see see anything that's not immediately in the window. In terms of the heat map, you see I just sorted that by draw there, and then I can look at my heat map here, and I can see that there's a horse that looks like he's going to get an easy lead in this race, De Bruyne horse, on a track that favours that running style. And in actual fact, this is a very carefully selected race because I know that he won. You can see there deploying a horse, one by a neck. The result tab is not yet mobilized, so there's no horizontal scroll here. We haven't got all the good stuff on here yet, but we will have long before this goes live. So that's pace. Draw also works very well, and again we've used the mobile scroll to get all the data into the window. Your charts work just as they do now, they're slightly squashed in the horizontal. The bigger tables are there. There's a lot of data in that there, but you can still navigate around it easily enough. I've been using this for a few days now, and I'm finding it very usable actually. Certainly I know it's slightly different in terms of the format and the layout, but I think it's a lot easier to use, a lot more navigable, and the heat maps still look fantastic, and more importantly they're still as instructive as ever. So that's the draw tab. The odds, we have just a couple of bookmakers, as you know, same as on live, and that's just a very simple indication really, rather than anything else, of the market, and you'd be using an odds comparison site as now to get best prices. So that is a whistle stop whiz through the new mobile cards. There will be one or two little tweaks between now and going live, and a bit of a surprise as well, hopefully a very pleasant surprise to come also. So that's for hopefully next week, but if not next week, then the week after, certainly coming soon anyway. I hope you will enjoy using them. As I say, they're slightly different in a few ways, and that change to something you're familiar with is going to grate a little bit for a day or two, but my own experience is that I've very quickly got my head around the new layout and found it quite a solid leg up or level up on what we've seen before. So that's it for now. Okay, these will be coming soon, and I hope you like them. Matt Bisogno saying goodbye for now.